Well, hello beautiful bosses and welcome back. My name is Rosie and I'm a calligrapher, an engraver, and a business coach. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to engrave this elegant glass water bottle that is just perfect for live events. I love this bottle because it's sleek, it's beautiful, and it showcases exactly what you can do with your micro-drill engraver. I literally became obsessed with these bottles because I started doing these live events and my Hydro Flask bottle that's pink wasn't gonna cut it. So I ended up falling in love with these bottles, and now I gift them to each of my Craft Academy students when they sign up for the program. So first things first, we're gonna talk about the supplies. Today I'm using the Mestiza 2 micro drill engraver, two sizes of burrs, which is the 1.5 and 2.5 millimeter burr, the white Stabilo all pencil, a makeup brush, a Q-tip, cotton pad or microfiber cloth, and some rub and buff. Today I'm using silver so that it matches the bottle cap, and honestly it's just so cute. So don't forget to check out my supplies video to make sure that you are prepared for anything in your kit when you go to your live events. As usual, supply links can be found in the description, so make sure you check that out down below. In step one, we're actually going to sketch the calligraphy. I'm using the white Stabilo all pencil in order to get the spacing correct. I like to make sure that the calligraphy is centered on the bottle between the left and the right, and that the height of the letters don't actually exceed the curve, so it's easy to read right away. In step two, we're going to engrave the letters. So I like to hold my engraver kind of like a brush pen or a nib. We're actually going to hold it about 45 to 75 degrees from the bottle surface itself. I have found that this engraves the smoothest for me, and is the most natural way to actually hold the engraving pen. When it's up at 90 degrees, it's a little bit, it spins a little bit too much, and I actually don't have control of the pen itself. Just keep practicing and find one that works perfectly for you. So we're gonna go ahead and use the 2.5 millimeter burr to engrave the first pass. So don't worry about making it super perfect on the first pass just because you'll have a chance to fix it later. You'll see here that my hand actually twitched while engraving, so there's a little bit of unevenness, and honestly, that's okay. Once you're done with the first pass, dust off the glass and examine the engraving. Go ahead and note the areas that need to be fixed and simply change your burr to the 1.5 millimeter and start adding some faux calligraphy. Which brings us to step three, which is adding your faux calligraphy. But wait, what is faux calligraphy? That's a really good question. Faux calligraphy is translated to fake calligraphy. So in normal circumstances, without the engraver, your calligraphy with your brush pen or a nibbed pen is essentially broken down into two parts, the upstroke and the downstroke. The art of calligraphy is actually the variation between the upstroke and the downstroke, so you're going in between the thins and the thicks every single time, and that's what gives it the beautiful transition. When you're engraving with glass, it's a little bit harder to do that just because you only have a single-sized pen. So instead, we're actually going to add extra weight to the parts that should have been done on the downstroke. If you need more information on how to transition between the thicks and the thins, and just need more details about how to do brush calligraphy, I did create a free beginner brush calligraphy guide for use, and the link for that to download is in the description as well. So in step four, we're going to add your rub and buff. So you're gonna brush off as much of the glass dust as you can, making sure that everything in your engraving is as clean and perfect as you can, because rub and buff really does highlight all of the mistakes that you make. Using a Q-tip and a very small amount of silver rub and buff, apply it to the engraved portions. If there are some engraved portions that are deeper than others, then make sure that you work the oil in with the Q-tip in order to grasp onto every single part of your engraving. When you covered enough of it, take a cotton pad and wipe it away. If it's dried too fast, then you'll just have to do exactly what it says, is rub and buff everything away. If it's completely dried off and it's just not coming off and super stubborn, you can use a little bit of liquid hand sanitizer on a cotton pad and try to loosen it. The gel doesn't really work too much, and the gel might even go into the engraving and take out the rub and buff anyway, and that is not what we want to do. So just make sure it is a liquid hand sanitizer. And step five, we're going to admire and adore. Congratulations, you've just created a beautiful hand-engraved water bottle that you can use for all of your live events or even just the everyday. I hope you enjoyed this beginner's engraving tutorial. This is simply just the beginning and scratching the surface, so there's so much more to learn. Make sure that you like this video and follow our channel, Wandercrafter, so that you can enjoy more of these engraving tutorials, because we'll be dropping new videos every single Tuesday. And make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out. If you try this out, please tag me on Instagram at Wandercrafter so that I can see your beautiful creations. Cheers and happy engraving!